Hey there guys, my name is Marcus, and in this video I'm going to compare VGT with VTI. If you know some ETFs that you want me to create comparison on, write down below in the comments and I'm really happy to make videos on it. Also, if you want to learn how you can make more money with ETFs, I created a course and you will find it down below in the description. So without further ado, let's start. Here we are in VGT and VTI. Both are issued by Vanguard, and expense ratio on both is pretty low. As you can see, expense ratio for VGT is 0.10%. On the other hand, VTI is only 0.03. So you can say that expense ratio on VTI is like cheaper. So that means that let's say you have $10,000, you would pay a fee of $10 here and here only $3. When we go further, you see that assets under management are much higher in VTI and even the average daily volume. Then when you look on an index, you see that underlying index for VGT is information technology, and we will get to it, and I will show also the holdings which are really important. And US total market for VTI, number of holdings nearly 4,000. So that means that the diversification is pretty huge here. Now when we go further, and like these two stats are really important because right now I'm going to show you like all the holdings. When you see the performance here, you see that VTI was underperforming, like 1 month here, 3 months here, and then even 1 year and 3 years that it was not performing that well comparing to VGT. And now when we go to the number of holdings and performance here, so you see the number of holdings that software, IT services, computers, phones, household, semiconductors, communications, networking. So 50, 21, that's 71, like 18 plus 21 plus 50, nearly 90% is these three categories here. On the other hand, when you look on VTI, you see that we're gonna see technology, consumer, financials, healthcare, industrials. Is really well diversified. And now these stocks that I'm going to show you is the most important part of the video. When you look at this, bam. VGT, the one thing that I don't like about VGT is how heavily is invested into Apple and Microsoft Corporation. 37% of whole ETF are two stocks, Apple and Microsoft. If something would happen with Apple or Microsoft, let's say scandal, financial issues, they would just like went down and would be deleted in the market, just theoretically speaking. Like the risk is huge here. And I know that it was performing really well for the past 5 years. But I always tell this, 37% for ETF for two stocks, it's crazy combined. But on the other hand, look at this on the VTI. But I know, it's a high risk, high reward. I completely understand, but I just have to say it. Apple, Microsoft Corporation, 5%, 10%. So you see the difference is kind of huge here. And also there are financials and healthcare in VTI, which we don't have in VGT. But I agree, when you look on the performing here, for the past, let's say 1 year, 34%, and VGT 39%. When we see 5 years, 117, here 279. So you see that for the past 5 years, it was performing better comparing to VTI, only because like when 37% are Apple stock and Microsoft stock, see, it was copying these stocks. So this is something that is like important to say from my perspective. Now, of course, I want to show you another thing, and that's dividend yield. So this is VGT dividend yield. And when we compare it to VTI got also much higher dividend yield. So this is another topic to talk about. The dividend yield history is much higher comparing to VGT. Now, to summarize this whole video, because I don't know what else to show you, because these are the basics. Expense ratio on VTI is better. Then assets under management, you have more. You have number of holdings and the diversification is higher comparing to VGT. But when you look on a performance, even the VGT was performing better than VTI. You can find it also by yourself on Google. But with the VGT comes the risk of having in two companies 37% of your holdings for your ETF. On the other hand, VTI is much more diversified, and it's like up to which journey you would go and which journey you would choose. So let me down below in comments which one you're going to choose, which one you like more. They're both good, but it's all about the risk and reward that you want to do. So if you have any questions, ask me down below in comments. Also, check the course down below in the description, how you can make more money with dividends. What are some best top 5 dividends ETFs? I prepared some secret stuff there that you don't really find on the internet, but that's pretty much it. So thank you very much, guys, for watching, and yep, have a great day and goodbye. This was a VGT versus VTI.